Hello everybody, I'm the Nerdy Guy, and today we're gonna start doing something new on my channel. I'm gonna call this TV Shows I Like. Unless I change it after I said this, but hopefully I won't. Now, in this, series, I'm gonna talk about it, take a random TV show I like, and I'm gonna talk about it and tell you why I like it, and hopefully you'll give it a chance and look at it. Now, I felt a bit hypocritical doing this, because... well, I hate it when people constantly tell you to watch a TV show. That's something incredibly annoying. But I don't want to be like one of those people, so I'm differentiating myself in several ways. For example, I'm telling you why I like it. I'm not just telling you to watch it. And I'm saying I hope you decide to start watching, to at least watch a few episodes of a show and tell me what you say what you think. And if you don't like it, I'm not going to call you an idiot. I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to... and if you decide not to watch it, I'm not going to badge you every day until you watch it. I'm just going to make one video where I tell you why I like a TV show and hope that you will watch it. Now, I thought about putting the title of the TV show in question per each episode in the title, but I decided not to, because if I do, there's a lot of people who just go like, oh, Firefly, well, I'm not watching that. This episode is not about Firefly. I will make an episode about Firefly, but not this one. But yeah, I'm just gonna pick a random TV show I like, I'm gonna make a video about it, tell you why I like it, hope that you will watch it and probably like it, and that's it. But I think that you should at least give, if you like what I talk about here, then you should at least give the TV show a chance, because today you can watch anything online, more or less legal. You can watch anything online, so the only thing you have to pay is time. But I think, yeah, you should at least give it a chance, that's what I'm saying. Now, what TV show we're going to talk about today? Well, I decided to, that in honor of its 50th anniversary episode, known as The Day of the Doctor, that was released this Saturday, we're going to talk about Doctor Who, one of my most favorite British TV shows. And Doctor Who is basically about a man called the Doctor. No, he's not called Doctor Who, and if you say that near a Doctor Who fan, they will most likely kill you. I won't kill you, I will just explain to you that no, it's not Doctor Who, his name is the Doctor. The reason the show is called Doctor Who is because he constantly introduces himself like, oh, I'm the Doctor, and people go, Doctor Who? And he just goes, no, just the Doctor. But who is the Doctor? Well, he's not a human. Let's start with that. He's a Time Lord. He looks exactly like a human, but there are some key differences. For example, he has 2 hearts instead of 1, and he rarely eats, and he has really weird taste in food. The 11th Doctor does not like bacon, and he eats fish fingers dipped in custard. That's right. But the Time Lords were a species that very early on developed time travel. And they became like time police, because they learned how to separate time. So some time periods are what they call in flux, which means you can change them, and other time periods are fixed, which means you cannot change them at all. For example, World War II or the Holocaust is fixed. You can't change them. No matter how horrible they are, you can't change them, because they will have way too dire consequences. Like, for example, aliens invading or something. You can't change those things. Let's just stick with that. The volcano of Pompeii, that's another thing. When it erupted all over... no, volcano of Vesuvius, I mean, sorry. When it erupted all over Pompeii, that can be changed, because that's a fixed time point. But the Doctor is also the only Time Lord left, because the Time Lords got in a war with some creatures called the Daleks. You might have seen pictures of them. They look like R2-D2-like things. They're like robots. Although, those are just suits of armor. They actually live inside of that, and they look like... they're like squid-like creatures. They look real gross. And what they are creatures of pure hate. They hate everything and everyone that is not a Dalek. Which, sadly for the creator, included him. But they get in a war with the Time Lords, and this war got so fierce that it nearly tore the entirety of the existence apart. But the war was ended, and the pretty much only survivor, the Doctor. Now, in the wake of this time war, the Doctor is now completely alone, and he travels around in space and time in his TARDIS. And the TARDIS is, well, a spaceship and a time machine. It can take you anywhere in space and anywhere in time, so... in other words, if I had one, I would never be bored. But... yeah, he travels around in the TARDIS, and the TARDIS stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. And it's the blue police box that you might have seen. Now, you might wonder how that thing can be a spaceship. Well, it's bigger on the inside. Time Lords always... everything a Time Lord makes is bigger on the inside, and Just never question that, because I mean, their paintings is bigger on the inside. Every painting they make is in 3D. Everything they do, their pockets are bigger on the inside. Everything is bigger on the inside. And the TARDIS is like infinitively big. I mean, at one point the Doctor talked about squash courts 7, so there's at least 7 squash courts in there. There's also a swimming pool and a library and a huge wardrobe. I mean, he has close to everything in that TARDIS. So it's insanely big, but it's the same size like a police box or a phone box. Now, the TARDIS has a thing called like a chameleon circuit or a camouflage unit. And the point of that is that when it goes to a place, it transforms itself so it looks like something that that completely fits in to the place they're in. For example, if they went through ancient Rome, then it would look like a statue or something other. Like it just fits in. However, the chameleon circuit in the TARDIS, in Doctor's TARDIS, has completely malfunctioned, so it's a police box. And it never changes from police box, it's still just a police box. And some people point out that, well, wouldn't you care if you just saw a big blue police box? But as the 9th Doctor points out, what do you do if you walk down the street and you see a blue police box? You walk past it. Humans don't see the things that we don't want to see. We see what we want to see, so we wouldn't even see the blue police box, we would just completely blank it out of our mind. Back to the main point. The Doctor travels around in time, but since he's lonely, he picks up companions, like random human beings he just hangs around with and travels in time with. And he, well, yeah, basically travels around in time and fights aliens and fights people who try to fuck up timelines. Whenever time is in flux, he does whatever he can to change it to the better. That's basically it. And the most important thing is that the Doctor has this thing called regeneration, which is when he's about to die, he has the ability to regenerate, and basically he just turns into a completely new person. He has the same memories of all the others, but he has new personalities, and new looks. Which is why they change actor all the time, and people refer to like the 9th, 10th, and 11th Doctor, and soon the 12th, because the 12th is coming. Because they are regenerating. But I want to point out something that I didn't understand before I watched the show. The Doctor is in no way immortal. He can be killed. Because regeneration, first of all, takes time, and if he gets killed during his regeneration, he dies. Duh. Also, after he's regenerated, he will be weak for a pretty long period of time, and he can be killed then too. But let's see, am I missing something? Now, if you're gonna start watching the Doctor Who, then keep in mind this. Throw all kind of stuff logic out the window, because there's a lot of things are really highly illogical. For example, the TARDIS has a phone, and he can receive calls from any time period to that phone, no matter where he is. Of course, it has to be a time period where they have phones. But for example, he is like in the middle of time travel, and he receives a call from Winston Churchill. I'm like, how did... What? Like, they're in way in the future when Earth is about to get destroyed, and they're on like a platform where the rich is looking at this just because it's cool to watch, apparently. And the Doctor supercharges a phone, so the phone can make calls 8,000 years back in time to the person who wanted to make the call's mother. That's highly illogical. I mean, how the fuck would a phone like that work? But like I said, throw all kinds of logic out the window and just accept the fact that it's illogical, because this show's a lot of fun. And now, also, if you're gonna watch this, keep in mind, the first season has really shitty special effects. I mean, it's good, but it's really bad. So, either you should watch the season and just accept the bad CGI and just go with it, try to ignore it. Or you can do what some people say, you start watching at the episode, I think it's called the 11th hour. I should have checked this out first, but I didn't, so sue me. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yep, the 11th hour. Some people are suggesting you start at the 11th hour, because the 11th hour is the first Matt Smith episode, and in that they more or less rebooted the entirety of the series again. Because none of the old companions are left, the Doctor got new appearance, they changed the writing team. So, yeah, some people suggest that you start watching there instead. which is actually a good idea, but I suggest personally that if you start watching there, then once you're done, go back and watch the first season, because I still think you should watch the Eccleston and Tennant era. You should still watch them. Now, you might not like them as much. I mean, I'm not gonna say which Doctor is the best, because no matter what I answer, there will be a lot of people pissed on me. But yeah, I think you should give Doctor Who a chance. If you like what I talk about here, it's like a sci-fi comedy drama something, and it's British. Now, I think that was all I had to say about Doctor Who, so, well, if you watch Doctor Who, please leave a comment and tell me what you think about it. Maybe you don't like it, I'm not gonna hate you if you do, but just tell me if you like it or not. And, well, rate this video, thumb up or thumb down. Subscribe if you like my random ass rant videos, make a new video every Monday and Friday. And I can't tell you for certain when the next TV Shows I Like episode will last. I'm just gonna make them at random, just release them every now and then. And, well, I am the Nerdy Guy, and you just watched a Nerdy Guy talk about his favorite one of his favorite TV shows. Bye.